Thank you very much. Welcome back to Grameen Phone presents the Naveed Mahbub show. আমাদের আজকের অতিথি অনেক গুণ রয়েছে ওনার। উনি প্রাক্তন CNN এর সংবাদ পাঠক, উনি বাংলাদেশ জার্মানি চেম্বার অফ কমার্স অ্যান্ড ইন্ডাস্ট্রির এক্সিকিউটিভ ডিরেক্টর এবং ইউরোপিয়ান ইউনিয়নে বাংলাদেশের ব্র্যান্ড অ্যাম্বাসেডর। প্লিজ ওয়েলকাম ড্যানিয়েল সাইডল। Daniel, welcome to the show. First time an audience member, a guy whistles at you, man. That's awesome.
Wow.
Thanks for coming. How are you?
Fine.
You've been here for 20 years, and you actually did show me a picture of yours, and that first time you came here 20 years ago.
Right.
And so what brought you to Bangladesh?
Well, first of all, I'm not living here since 20 years, only 4 years. But 20 years ago, I did my civil service here in Bangladesh. And I think I had hair like this. And that was the time we already had hartals, the first hartals.
Well, we've had hartals for, I don't know, since the Stone Ages, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And if
but that was your first experience.
Yes, it was my first experience. And I tell you something. I was living in Mohammedpur. So the rickshaw... Mohammedpur.
Wow.
And the rickshaw wallah had to take me to Bonani. And it took him around 25 minutes. And he asked for 50 taka. So 20 years ago, 50 taka was a lot, but not that much. All right.
But I mean,
I had only a 100 taka note, and I told him laughingly, jokingly, you can bring the other 50 taka back where I live. And you know, in the evening, I took a baby taxi back home, and I opened the door, and inside, under the door, was a white envelope with 50 taka.
Wow. A few things I noted from what you just said. 20 years ago, first of all, you lived in Mohammedpur.
Right.
You came to Bonani in a rickshaw in 25 minutes.
Right.
Now, even if it's in a car, it takes you 2 hours and 25 minutes, number one.
Exactly.
And number two, you actually could take the rickshaw. Now you cannot. If you go from Mohammedpur to Bonani, you have to change rickshaw like you have to change your flights, you know, 4 times because VIP roads and all that stuff.
Right.
And the third thing is that now you lived in Mohammedpur. That's kind of interesting because even 20 years ago, most of the expatriates would live in the tri-state area, aka the green zone, aka Gulshan, Bonani, and Baridhara. Well, we didn't have much of Baridhara, but Gulshan, Bonani. So what took you to Mohammedpur?
Well, first of all, the NGO I worked for was there, and then second of all, later on, I decided to stay longer in Bangladesh, and I worked for the RMG sector against child labor, and then 12 years later, when I lived in Germany, I got the call, and they said, why don't you do something in Bangladesh? Basically, we have nothing, and we started as a very small chamber, the German chamber, bilateral chamber, German Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and today we're the biggest chamber in Bangladesh and trying to pull a lot of jobs into the country, keep jobs in Europe, and that's where we are now.
Yeah, fantastic. And you are also Bangladesh's brand ambassador to the European Union, correct?
Right.
So tell me how that came about. I would have thought a sexy woman doing being our brand ambassador. No, jokes aside. I mean, how did that happen?
Well, nothing sex sells, I guess. But at the end of the day, you know, we are trying to promote a realistic image of Bangladesh, and Bangladesh is perceived in the world unrealistic and always negative. And we try to see the glass half full and not half empty. And that's why we take ministers and other business people to Germany. We explain the German media to come to Bangladesh if they get a visa. You need an ambassador. So if you don't have it, we go out and talk about the good news about Bangladesh. And one day I had the honor to sit with the minister in a car. We had a 6-hour drive, and I was telling him everything I think about the country. And he said, you know what, Daniel, just come when you are back in Bangladesh to my office. And he made me brand ambassador, which is nice.
Fantastic.
But you know, there is a thing, and it's very important for me to tell you, you need a certain self-confidence by yourself. So usually if the people study abroad, they want to get a job abroad, they don't want to come back here. But I tell you, the times in Europe and the US are not that good, and here is the market to be. And when we talk about self-confidence, let me tell you a story. In 2006, at the where Germany hosted the World Cup, Well, I try to promote a product. It's a car flag, which you know, it's a flag you put on the car. And well, most of the Germans said, will not work, because never touch a car of a German. And number two, because of our history, we do have a little bit identification problems with our nation and with the flag. At the end of the day, we all saw we sold millions and millions and millions of flags. So I thought, why don't I bring that idea to Bangladesh? And I asked a friend of mine, and he said, why can we not produce a flag, a Bangladesh flag, for the Independence Day, put it on the car or put it on the table and show that we are united and be proud of our nation? So, Naveed, I brought you some small gift. It's my Bangladesh flag, my contribution. So you have that flag, and you clip it to the window, and then you can drive as fast as you want or stay in traffic jam as you like and show that you are united.
So this is for me. And then this is to clip onto the car, especially during 26th March and 16th December.
Yeah.
We see a lot of flags.
Yeah.
Now we can put these, given that we have a car, that is.
Right,
You know,
yeah, given you have a car or you have a mug or whatever, and you just clip it on, and then you show that you're
Hey. Fantastic. Now this is the first time I think we are seeing a Bangladeshi flag made in Germany, right?
It's made in Bangladesh. Are you crazy? Of course it's made in Bangladesh.
All right.
Even the stand is made in Bangladesh.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, did it take off, or did you have any challenges?
Well, you know, at the end of the day, I went to the Daily Star, and I said, why don't we do a cooperation, and you deliver the newspaper and the flag. At the end of the day, many people who subscribed for the Daily Star complained to the Daily Star and said, we never received the flag. You know why? Because all the hawkers took it.
No. Daniel, we're actually getting into a very interesting conversation.
Ooh.
So we're going to take a short break, and you're going to stay here, right?
Okay, if you want me to.
No, well, you have nowhere to go. Hang on. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, my guest is Daniel Siedl, a very, very talented, multifaceted, that didn't sound right, okay? A very, very talented person, and we are going to take a short break. Once again, reminding that Grameen Phone subscribers can listen to this program by dialing 1234. Taking a short break, don't go away. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Welcome back to Grameen Phone presents the Naveed Mahbub show. My guest is a wonderful gentleman from Germany, Daniel Siedl. Daniel, we're having a very interesting conversation about Germany, Bangladesh, a lot of stuff. Now, I know that you are a very much of a mathematical person. You know, you like to list things. Now,
Right.
I think you have a top 10 for us, like?
Well, before I go into that top 10, and it's related to that, obviously there are obstacles, like for example Hartals. Hartal is a fundamental right. Everybody should go out and strike if he has an opinion. But if they're violent, you know, they portray a very bad image.
Correct.
So it's even in Germany, you know, we have the so-called Hartals.
Wait. Did you say in Germany you have Hartal?
Well, as I told you,
German Hartal?
German
wow. Whoa. Made in Germany, Hartal, German engineering. That is
Well.
Tell us about that.
Democratic Hartal. So first of all, you say, hey, listen, I want to do a strike, I want to do a demonstration, and at the same time, the police force will support you and also protect you. So imagine there is, So imagine there is a group doing a Hartal, and you really want to beat them up. You know, like let's say people who dislike foreigners or people who are racist, right? And they do the Hartal. The policeman might think by his heart, I want to beat this guy up, but in reality he has to protect them. But you know, what I'm trying to tell you is, at the end of the day, any Hartal is fine as long as there's no violence, right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
no violence.
So having said that, Daniel actually has a top 10 list.
Right.
And since, you know, you are a big fan of David Letterman.
Right.
So why don't we do this? Let's call this the Bangladeshi version of Letterman's top 10. And we're going to say, this is Daniel's top 10 of Bangladesh. And, you know, if it flies well, if you don't get any flack from the producer, we may have you back again and do the same thing. How's that?
I come every month and promote your country.
Fantastic, deal. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, now to present the top 10 good things And doesn't mean that these are the only 10 good things. We have hundreds of good things.
Exactly.
And these are the 10 he could think of today to present to you. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Siedl, how about you come over here?
Okay, if I go there, I read out the top 10 and you give me the comments.
I will do that. Is that a deal?
Okay.
Okay,
You
sounds
support
good.
us? All right.
Okay, sounds good. But after that, you're going to go back there.
That is great honor. Thank you.
All right. Sounds good. Daniel.
Okay, I try to look as smart as you. Oh my God!
That's a tall order.
That's the first problem with the German. We have to lift your table, right?
No. You're not going to lift my table. See, this is the problem with Germans. They try to re-engineer everything. You know, the table stays there, you go down. That's how it is. Not like Bill Clinton. I didn't mean that.
But in my office, it's different. We put the tables a little bit higher, and you grow with your tasks.
That's interesting. You know, once again.
Should we start with number 10?
Yeah, so the number 10.
The number 10 goes out for Bangladesh because Bangladesh is going green. They're very economical because they can export hartal.
Woo! In fact, we are going green because during one hartal, the picketers were actually breaking the glass of a BRTC bus with green coconut. I saw that. And we have exported to Germany, right? You said?
Exactly.
All right, number 9.
Number 9. You don't know that, but we are very proud of it. Germany is in Bangladesh the second largest export destination.
Woo! All right. Number 8.
Having said that, Bangladesh is the second largest garment producer in Number 7. Bangladesh has a very young population against all the other countries in Europe. You guys will be the next manufacturing hub.
Number 6.
Number 6. Bangladesh has the largest contribution of UN troops in peacekeeping missions.
Absolutely. Woo-hoo. Absolutely. Let's wave this flag. And absolutely.
Okay, number 5. Bangladesh is the 4th largest rice producer in the world.
Woohoo! You know what, Daniel? We could have been the 3rd largest had I not consumed that much.
Okay. Let's do a little bit commercial for the sponsor of your show.
All right.
Number 4. Bangladesh has 100 million people who subscribe to a mobile phone.
Woo! Grameen phone.
And you guys are actually not really naughty because number 3, before you had on average 4 children, now you have only 2 children.
I don't know if I'm going to clap to that. You know, is it that people are getting less action? I don't know.
Number 2, it's all about female and women empowerment, right? You have more girls than boys in school.
Woohoo!
Okay, and the absolute ultimate number 1.
And we should have a drum roll. Number 1.
Number 1 is Bangladesh has more toilets than India.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Daniel Siedl's top 10 list of Bangladesh. And you know what they say in Bangladesh? Anything that is foreign is always held at higher esteem. Having said that, what you just said, the 10 things, we all know it, we all say it, but you know what? We all take it for granted. But a German guy has now said it, so that means this is endorsement. Now, you were with CNN.
Right.
And you were a very prominent anchor for CNN, correct? So how did that happen, and how did you get away from that?
Well, telling you the truth, I did an internship at CNN while I was a student. So really, it happened like this. I was carrying the cables, helping in the set, and so on and so forth. And CNN Germany has daily the news at 7:30 and 8 o'clock p.m. and also the section of business and the stock market. And the newscaster got sick. True story. And well, I was not really prepared to take over the news. So one day they said, why don't you prepare the news and just jump in? Okay. So I did that for 1 week. And since I was a lot cheaper than the newscaster before, I got hired, you know. I mean, that's how it was. And I learned really quick. And at the end of the day, you need to have some luck in life. So that newscaster was later identified and hired by another channel. And I stayed at CNN. They were quite happy with me. And I even had the big experience that the owner, Ted Turner, at that time came to Germany and looked at it and said, well, we have to fix his hair, but it's fine. So I stayed there and did over 330 broadcasts.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
And why don't we just take a look at a clip from your CNN days? How's that? All right.
Terrific.
Und wir kommen zu den Börsennachrichten. Nach dem deutlichen Kursaufschwung gestern ist es heute bestimmt an der Börse ruhiger gewesen, Daniel Siedl.
Ja, am deutschen Aktienmarkt war schon fast die Wochenendlaune ausgebrochen. Am Markt war es sehr ruhig. Einige Händler bezeichneten das Tagesgeschäft sogar als lustlos, denn vor dem Wochenende wollte niemand mehr eine Position eingehen.
All right, man, that's awesome. Cool job. Daniel, it was more than a pleasure having you here as my guest. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And you'll be back. And you'll be back. Having said that, hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you are a subscriber of Grameenphone, you can dial 1234 to listen to the audio of this show and all the other episodes. And till next week, this is Naveed Mahbub wishing you a very, very pleasant week. Adios. Thank you.
Thank you.